And this is a video review of the Transformers Studio Series 86 Autobot Jazz from the Transformers 1986 movie. So, I put the backdrop there just because he does have one of the best backdrops, I think, in the entire line, and we'll talk about that in a bit. First off, let's take a look at the box. So, this is Jazz. Nice image of Jazz there, smiling face there. He is from the Studio Series 86 line. He is figure number 8601. So the first figure in the line, the last figure that I got from the 86 line. Vehicle mode and robot mode. Very accurate vehicle mode in terms of the cartoon. This bio just says Moon Base 1 Destruction. So yeah. And then the backdrop is of course the moon base with I guess that's Unicron looming. I really like this backdrop. I don't know, so retro. I guess that's how they thought computers would look like in 2000 or something. Yeah, so this one is a keeper. He also has a set of instructions, which let's see if I can find it. Let me just pause the video and look for it. Oh, there it is. Instructions, which is, again, I haven't seen these instructions. Seeing it for the first time. It's pretty good. It's pretty clear. Can't complain much. So his wave mates are Cop and Blur, and we'll take a look at those next. Taking a closer look at Jazz. Man, this guy is so cool looking. If you're a Jazz fan, definitely need to find this figure. Although I would suggest, if you're really a Jazz fan, buy a couple of them. Have one permanently in vehicle mode and one permanently in robot mode. Me, I'm not that big of a Jazz fan. I know that's a bit of a sacrilegious statement for Transformers fan, but no, I don't. I always thought his character was a bit bland. But yeah, if you're a Jazz fan, get another one, just because there's a lot of reports of breakages, and I'm seeing mine. Okay, so mine has that problem now. So you can see there's a hairline crack there. So yeah, there are reports of hairline cracks on this figure. So good thing I'm reviewing him now. This is currently the last time I'm gonna transform this guy. Yeah, so hairline crack there. So that's a prevalent issue on this guy. So if you really like this guy, buy a couple. Keep one in vehicle mode, keep one in robot mode. Me, I'll keep this in robot mode and never transform him again. So yeah, he does have one accessory, which is his Jazz gun, which is very accurate to the cartoon. Let's see if I can pull out the other Jazz. So I do have the part of Prime's Jazz, which we'll do a comparison later on, but might be good to show you the differences in the gun. So we do have the same Jazz stylized gun. This one is part of the Primes, this one is Studio Series. So as you can see, both different interpretations, but definitely both look like Jazz's gun. Take a closer look at the figure. This guy is definitely an upgrade from the part of Primes. Not that that one was bad. It has all the details, but this one has doing everything right, except for the quality control. The proportions are perfect. The head sculpt is really nice. It looks like he has the black stuff on the side of his nose, but it's just the lighting. Even normal lighting, you see that, but up close you'll see it's all silver. It's just the shadows. And yeah, so near perfect head sculpt. I wish he had more paint, to be honest. I don't know, the paint on this guy is a bit bland. Repro labels will fix that, but by default it does look bland, which doesn't help my liking the figure. But yeah, really good. On the side, again, he does have that nice profile. So there are certain animation styles with Jazz having the wings out, In the original cartoon, he didn't have the wings out. This guy doesn't give that option, which is not too bad. It's cartoon accurate, so I'm fine with that. The back is very clean. This is very gappy, but because it's black, it's well hidden, or not really well hidden, but it's not as visible or egregious as other figures because it's black. So yeah, really nice. Now let me do a side by side with the original Jazz. So this one is quite a bit taller, so if you want a tall Jazz, then this is the one you get. But definitely in terms of sculpt, this guy is more accurate. This Studio Series head sculpt is very similar, but again, this one is very accurate, so this is good enough. But you know, if you have this, then this might be something you'd prefer to keep. But if you want accuracy, this is guy you'd want to get. So in terms of articulation, it does have, let's start with the head, a ball joint. The head, it does have a little bit of tilt, and it can turn a little bit tight. Hands can go around. There's a swivel at the top, so swivel there, hinge there rather, swivel there, 90 degrees, hinge for transformation. There is a waist joint. Legs can go only that far to the side. Front and back is okay. There is a knee joint, a swivel, then a knee joint. Now this knee joint does have a peg to keep it in place, but it is a little bit loose, so it will sometimes unpeg, but normally it's like 90 degrees. And the feet can go that much out, so there's a lot of ankle pivot there, so you can put him in a lot of dynamic poses as well. Now for some quick size comparisons, here he is with side swipe, so good size, hoist, and where's Prime? And here you go, Prime. And let's find the small bot. There you go. I'm just pulling figures from my shelf. There. So, well, like I've been always saying, the scaling of all these figures are really well, even if they're, you know, from different lines. I'll just remove that guy. Even if he's Studio Series, he does fit with your War for Cybertron line. Although, one thing I have to say,
could you try again?
I'm not talking to you, Siri. So, one thing I've always said to my friends, like, I like the quality of the War for Cybertron. This feels like a Studio Series figure. Take it as you will. This guy feels like a Studio Series figure. These guys feel like War for Cybertron. So plastic quality, sturdiness, these guys feel a lot sturdier than this. But quality is not that far. It's just that QC issue in the back. Okay, let's transform this guy. I just dropped all of the figures on the floor again. So transformation is quite easy. Just flip the feet up, unpeg the knees. It does unpeg automatically by itself. Turn that around. Let's unpeg this waist joint. Be careful. I'd be very careful in transforming this guy just because of the back, although mine already cracked. So yep. Oh, let's open this up and open the back part up. So Hasbro's insistence on using clear plastic on hinges, that's the main gripe I have. So let's flip his head down, and we can hinge that forward, and we can hinge that up. There's a lot of clearance issues on the inside, but if you do it in the proper order, it should be fine. And hinge that forward, go, and then hinge that up. So far so good. Hinge that up, as softly as you can because of the QC issue. So in my future comparisons, you won't see jazz on vehicle mode comparisons. Now you flip this ab part around, so it's at the back. Now that allows us to flip this all the way in. That peg should be facing outwards. Flip the hand in. Again, do the same here. Unless I can find another jazz on clearance, you won't see jazz in any vehicle mode comparisons moving forward. Sorry, not sorry. Okay, so we flip that forward. It's quite unfortunate because he's a really nice figure. Quite unfortunate that QC issues would be the problem. Okay, so almost done. Okay, now we just need to fold that down. Something's not pegging. So see this, those pegs there, they will line up to peg at the back of the car. Go, and then you peg that to the side. Oh, that's why. There you go, it's catching. There you go. There you have Jazz in his very accurate, slightly cracked windshield vehicle mode. So vehicle mode is not too bad as well. That is really Jazz. I wish they went for a darker blue and maybe silver headlights. But all in all, this is, in terms of the sculpt, really good representation of Jazz. I've seen the repro label set for this guy. I'd be keen on getting him if the QC issues on this guy wasn't that bad. I mean, at this point, I'm not getting it just because by the time it arrives, that would have been cracked or something. So, yeah, quite unfortunate. But all in all, it's a nice figure in terms of the vehicle mode. So let's do some quick comparisons. Let me just pause the video now. Okay, so not too many comparisons, but here he is with side swipe. So it's a nice size for a car bot. Not too bad. Now let's transform him back, and you'll see the last transformation of this guy in camera. So let's just unpeg the sides slowly and gingerly finagle the back peg. I've never had a breakage on camera. I hope this is not the first time. Hinge the hand forward or around, sorry. Yep. And then slowly finagle this top down. See, I've been very careful transforming this because of the issues, but even then I still got the issue. So yeah, I think it's unavoidable unless you never transform him, right? But if you don't transform your transformers, might as well just get those RED figures, right? Transformer that doesn't transform. Where were we? Okay. Yep, we flip that down, flip this head around, go, and then where are we? There you go. Those two pegs should slot on either side there. So just position that. So positioning is key. There you go. Oh, that's not how you position it. Let me see. Keep the head on top, and then you position it. There you go. Now you position it. Positioning is key. Unpeg that and peg the knees on the there. So there's a slot there, as I've mentioned. Peg that in. I can choose to keep those wheels up or make it more accurate and rotate it down. Flip the toes, flip the hands out, rotate it so it's oriented properly. And for the backpack, you just fold it down. Doesn't peg or anything, and it doesn't need to peg on or anything anyway. So there you go. There you have Jazz in his robot mode. So Jazz, he is I would say a disappointment for me. He's a great figure, awesome vehicle mode, very accurate to the cartoon, awesome robot mode, but then the QC issues, you know, I don't know if you want to talk about QC issues that much in reviews, but this guy definitely has those QC issues. It makes me worry every time I pick him up. So this guy tends to go straight into the shelf, just like Prowl, you know, the Siege Prowl and the Earthrise smoke screen. They just stay on the shelf just because of the QC issues. I don't want to break them. So yeah, it's a shame because he's a really good robot, really good articulation, really good almost everything, but the QC issues just drag him down. I hope Hasbro comes up with a version where the plastic is separate from the hinge, but I think with all their cost-cutting measures, this hinge, clear plastic hinges are here to stay. Unfortunately, for better or for worse, or more for worse, I guess, than for better. So yeah, that's the review. If you like that review, leave a like, leave a comment, and subscribe. This has been the Scary to Transform Studio Series Jazz, and this has been Grimtrigger. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.